This energetic young fellow, hanging around the goal, is one of Britain's greatest footballers. His name is William Rolfe Dean, but to football crowds all over the country, he's just DIXIE Dean, centre forward for England and Everton. Rigorous training now, Dixie. Skipping is an important part of a footballer's preparation, and Dean takes it very seriously. This form of exercise develops the speedy footwork necessary for a centre forward. Then, by way of a change, he likes to throw the ball around with his fellow players. Powerful shoulders, eh? This is the way to get them. And Dixie is happy at another sport, boxing. He thrives on this kind of thing, and it all helps to keep him fit for football. Now for a little dribbling practice, and a hard shot, and a slow motion close-up to show you exactly how his foot meets the ball. Now, Dixie, one right over the camera. Look at the force behind that kick. The whole weight of his body goes into it. Here's a trick. He backheels the ball into goal. Too bad the goalkeeper didn't see that. Let's show him what really happened in slow motion. The ball is trapped. His foot passes over it. And there's no need to look round, Dixie. You know where that ball's gone. Now to real football. Dixie leads the Everton team onto the field for a big game. Of course, he's the captain and tosses with the leader of the opposing side. Then he kicks off for Everton. They're attacking. Thrilling football. A crowd wild with excitement. They're through, and it's a goal! Bravo, Dixie!
Obviously, I'd met Dixie as a player at Everton. They're a very, very nice man. It was an honour to actually be involved with them.
I'm sure you're aware of the great legacy Dixie has and still has.
I believe he was a champion, John, to be honest, because he left a big part of himself a champion. He used to go back.
You thought of Everton, John, it was Dixie Dean, you know, legend. In Liverpool was Billy Little, obviously, and you know, it didn't matter whether you're a Liverpool supporter. I mean, Dixie Dean, you know, was just a phenomenon, really. This has left a legacy right down the line for Everton, hasn't it? Number 9, centre forward.
It has, really. We've had some good ones.
Yeah.
Really good ones, and they'll say the same thing, although they're a little younger than I am, and they probably didn't see Dixie at all.
But a lot would have seen you see. Well, so you carried the torch down.
Well, the thing is, yeah, that I'm telling you what he was like.
So this is the ballad of Dixie Dean, a little chunk of it for you. On the banks of the river Magic, is moaning in the streets. There's a boy in a football jersey, playing music with his feet. He is bound for greater glory than the North End has ever seen. Generations will tell the story of the legendary Dixie Dean. He's a child of the dark side in the age of the First World War. He is a railway worker's boy child in the days when they had nothing at all. He is the hunter in that frozen field in pursuit of a leather case ball. Little does he know he's going to be the greatest of them all.
Dixie Dean, quite simply, is the finest centre forward English football's ever seen, possibly the world has ever seen.
This fella's record is phenomenal, and it's there for all time because nobody will ever beat it.
If you were picking an all-time team of greatest footballers from every age, Dixie would be centre forward, there's no doubt about that.
Legend. How was this fella? Like 60 goals a season. I'd love to have seen him play. You know, I've seen some footage now, and he was awesome. Absolutely awesome.
At Goodison, he scored an incredible 349 league goals in 399 appearances. Add this to the fact he was never sent off or booked, and it makes him not just the greatest Evertonian of all time, but quite possibly the greatest player of all time. Unfortunately, I never got to see Dixie Dean play. The great centre-forwards of my day were Bob Latchford, Gary Lineker, and the man who is second only to Dean in the record books, one Graham Sharp.
I think I got 159 goals for Everton. I think my best tally in a league season was probably 30. In the year I had Gary Lineker got 40 goals that year. I think I got 30. Obviously that incorporated cups as well. But you know, that's an incredible record from Dixie. That 349 goals. It's amazing. You know, you look at 349 goals. People are lucky to play 349 games nowadays, but 349 goals for a football club. An incredible achievement which will never ever be beaten anywhere in the world.
Will football ever turn out a striker that's going to score 60 goals in a season?
I think if they get 25 goals off a striker nowadays, he's done well. We look at the Van Nistelrooys of the world at Manchester United, scored goals for fun, but nowhere near getting to that 60 mark. That will never ever happen again.
His wonderful kick presents DIXIE Dean with a chance in the goal mouth, which he doesn't miss this time. Congratulations to DIXIE.
60 league goals in one season. I mean, that is phenomenal. The mind boggles, particularly when you bear in mind that last season's top scorer in the Premiership was one Thierry Henry with 27 goals. Imagine what Dean would have been worth today.
The biggest price tags in the modern day are always for goal scorers. DIXIE Dean wasn't just one of the best goal scorers of his era, he was comfortably the best. So you'd have to say it would be a world record-breaking transfer. I mean, I think Zinedine Zidane still holds that record at, what, 49 million. So you're looking to top that. I mean, probably even Roman Abramovich's millions couldn't even begin to pay for a striker like DIXIE Dean.
For obvious reasons, he was revered at Goodison, but what about the other lot? You know, what about the red side of the city?
He was probably hated during his actual pomp, but I think in later years, yeah, he was very, very much respected. And a great pal of his, Bill Shankly, came out with a wonderful quote which sums up, I suppose, what he meant on both sides of the divide, where he described about him as being belonged in the ranks of the supremely great, in the ranks of a Beethoven, a Shakespeare or a Rembrandt, which, you know, typical over-the-top statement from Shankly, but to me that sums up the essence of what he was about. He was a truly great individual. And to receive an accolade like that from across the park, I think suggests the respect that he was held on both sides.